And good morning. Good Saturday morning. I see clouds outside. I wasn't supposed to see clouds outside this morning.
I was seeing fog.
Fog? Wow.
On the way
Yeah.
up here.
Well, there's enough moisture to on the ground to stir up some fog, that's for sure. But I think the clouds are supposed to clear out shortly and be a nice day before rain possibly returns tomorrow.
No.
Well, it
Say
says
it ain't so.
50% chance on Sunday, so I don't know if that's it's not got, if when you look at your phone it gives you the little lightning bolt if it's like thunderstorms or something. It don't have that, which usually those don't last too long, so I would almost rather have the passing storm than the all-day rain. Hopefully not an all-day rain.
Chad Mullis says we're loud and clear in Granite Falls.
Granite Falls. Good morning, Chad.
Falls. Good morning.
Glad to have you with us. Today, 77 degrees and sunny. So, Lanny and I talked about it before you got here, Mike. Brett, mowing twice a week at times right now.
Make it 3 for me.
3?
I got to go today if possible. Well, maybe.
3 times in a week. Now, I don't know if I've ever mowed 3 times in a week.
Well,
used to have a neighbor.
He just likes doing it.
Used to have a neighbor, didn't we, Brett? When Brett was growing up and we lived in Moss Creek, and we had a neighbor down the street, about 2 or 3 houses. He might be on there every day.
Every day?
He might be on there every day. He liked it well groomed.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put it that way.
I hope he had a riding.
He did.
Okay.
Yep, he did. But still, I don't mind it as much till it hits July and August and September. Those very muggy months is when it's just – and your grass never dries out from the humidity.
No.
It just stays.
And it clogs up.
Yeah, that's – and we're not too far from that now that we're in mid-April. Today is tax day, not officially because of the weekend. They give you the 17th, I think it is, Monday, but April 15th. What do they give you to?
18th.
It's a holiday in Washington Monday. So
okay.
That's right.
Yeah, a holiday in Washington Monday. Why am I not getting to be part of this holiday? What is it for? I don't even know. Tax day. They get a holiday for tax day. Yeah. I don't know what April the
17th means.
What would this be? The third Monday of April, and I don't know if that has any meaning. And April 17th, is that what it would be it'd be the 17th. I don't know. That's weird. Something Hallmark invented?
Another federal holiday.
Emancipation Day in the District of Columbia.
Oh, Emancipation Day. Okay, I did not realize that I'm behind the times. I did not realize that was a national holiday. Right. Not for schools. Most schools in our area go back on Monday,
right? And
which is good for us because sports will get back to some form of normalcy, because this past week it's been hit and miss. Teams playing in a tournament here and there. Right. Teams going to the coast to play. Yeah.
North Lincoln and East Lincoln.
East Lincoln, and North Lincoln softball. Even I think
they did too.
I think they did because they had their first. The opponent I saw them against was an Ohio team, and Lord knows nobody wants to go to Ohio. Right, so hopefully they met each other.
I do
at the beach. What do you want to go to in Ohio? Rock and Roll Hall of Fame again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pro Football
Hall of Fame. I agree. We like to pick at Ohio just because.
But it does have 2 good things.
Great American
Ballpark. One of our so-called friends in Cincinnati. Is it still Jacobs Field in Cleveland? Is the name of that ballpark?
I think it's Progressive.
Progressive. So they got a sponsor now. Everybody's got a sponsor, whether it's a silent sponsor or not. It's all ball fields have a sponsor. Getting as bad as the college bowl games with the 6 to 8 name sponsors in front of Sun Bowl.
Lindsay Lee chiming in. Hurricanes clinched the Metro Division Championship with a 6-4 win against Florida. Playoffs begin Monday against the Islanders in the Loudest House.
Scoot your mic up a little bit. There you go. You know what sport that is, right?
Of course. Hockey.
She has become a big hockey.
Has she?
I was going to ask you, I felt sure it was hockey when he said the Hurricanes did this. It's
that
not
was
Miami.
my first
They're not
trigger
playing anything
too
right now, but baseball, and it's too early to clinch, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is that time of year because usually hockey playoffs, NBA playoffs, start. Maybe not the same day, but within
But close.
within
Close,
the same
yeah.
week. Yeah, within the
I
same
think
week.
NHL might be.
Now, this is the first big Saturday of
Few
the
days
NBA
after.
playoffs, right? I mean, we've had some play-in games and this. and
yeah,
that.
today's the day that
Well, that's the
the,
first Saturday.
the playoffs actually start.
Yeah.
4 games today,
Right.
Yeah, and
and 4 more tomorrow.
Oh.
so with the loss last night by the Bulls, that eliminates
Yes,
the Bulls.
Yep.
The Chicago Bulls are out 102-91 last night. They fall to the Miami Heat, and Miami
Heat will now play Milwaukee.
number 1, 8 versus 1. I think that's dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Pesky. is the
I just
word.
know how Jimmy Butler seems to come alive
Yeah,
Mhm.
when the playoffs roll around. Don't know if
That's right.
you know, I don't even know. I can't name you another player on the team. Now, if you named him, I might say, yeah, I remember him being there. Who's their starting 5, Brett? Can you remember a few of them?
Bam Adebayo
Yeah,
is their center. Tyler Hero
I know that name,
He's
but
a
I don't
guard.
remember where he came
played
from.
at Kentucky.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's been with the Heat his whole career. He's
Great
good.
game, by the way.
He averages 20 a game.
I'm guessing that's not spelled Hero though.
Two R's.
2 R.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Double hero.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry,
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yep.
point
Oh,
guard. Kevin Love is there.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bad team.
No, they're pretty solid. I mean, that's a tough 8 seed.
Yeah. That could take them 6 games to dispose of the Heat. 5 or 6 games.
How much is the game, or is I should say it this way? Any team that revolves around a center, like maybe Philly, first one comes to my mind
Yeah,
Mhm.
because of Embiid.
Philly and Denver.
Denver does too.
Yeah,
And-
Jokic.
Yeah. But that's that's just the way basketball was when Mike and I were growing up. But
Yeah.
that's faded. I mean, that's
Mhm.
at every level, it's faded. Of course, the 3-point shot had a lot to do with that.
I read something where there's a trend toward just taking away individual positions in basketball.
Are you sure they weren't talking about for the All NBA team? Because I heard that this week that they
maybe
name.
that was it.
I think they name a player
Yeah,
at
that
every
was it.
position, and they're not naming the top players.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
And I agree with that. You should give it to just the top players.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, after you get past who are the top big.
well,
in the league?
Embiid and Jokic should both be first team
Right.
All NBA this year.
Right.
And if you only take one center, then one of them's not going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying in that case,
There should
it
be 2
doesn't-
centers.
Yeah, it doesn't
And,
affect.
and probably
Yeah, it affects the center for a different reason. So who is it? Has it been named?
I don't know.
Okay, who would it be if you were picking the top 5 NBA players by position? I guess because that's the way it is right now. You have to pick. Is
Yeah,
it
Jason,
point
I
guard,
think Jason
shooting
Tatum
guard? I
would
mean,
be
is
one.
it that broke down? It's not just guards. It's point guard, shooting guard,
I guess so.
power forward, small forward, and center. Is that what you go with?
Mhm.
And I don't even know who plays what enough to be able to tell you.
Yeah, I would say Jason Tatum would be the small forward.
Small forward. Yeah.
Or as Gene would say, the smallward.
I don't know if Curry, how many games he missed and how much of a factor that would be.
Is there a limit or not?
Yeah, Curry missed 26 games, so he wouldn't make it.
Right, I wouldn't think so.
I don't really know. I have to look up and see if it's
I was just
been
wondering if
named.
you had in your mind. I know you follow it definitely closer than Mike and I, but I just wondered if
I
you,
start. It
Well,
gets on my
Giannis. I guess
radar
Giannis
now.
would be
Giannis is
be
going
one
to make
of
it
them.
every year, right?
probably as long as he plays most of the games.
Yeah. Lenny referring to the baseball field in Cleveland. What'd you say the name of it is now?
Progressive. Yeah.
Progressive.
He said it will always be the Jake to me
Yeah.
in Cleveland. Yeah, that's. I've not been to a game there. I've driven by it while a game was actually going on. I think when we drove by there, wasn't there a
Was it?
game going on at that time? But
I remember.
but it is a beautiful ballpark.
Yeah.
You can
right
tell
there
just
on
from
Lake
outside,
Erie.
and you can tell from the outside how nice looking it is, and just through television how nice it is on the inside as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has this is someone's guess at who the first team All NBA will be, and it has Embiid as the center, which leaves Jokic off of the first team.
Well, there's been a lot of talk
Which is-
about
I mean,
Embiid
that's
being the
just
MVP,
wrong.
right?
Yeah, it's between those two.
But
It's between him and Jokic.
for the MVP,
Yeah.
okay.
Giannis is the power forward. Tatum's the small forward. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from Oklahoma City as the shooting guard.
Wow.
And then Luka Doncic as the point guard.
Okay.
So, yeah, they should take positions out of it because
what is Curry considered? Point?
Yeah.
Because they have Klay Thompson,
point.
right?
Yeah.
So this guy's earning it over somebody like Klay Thompson, you think?
He missed a lot of games, too.
Did he?
Yeah, probably 15 or 20.
Yeah.
The second team, Jokic, Julius Randle from the Knicks at power forward.
From Kentucky.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown with Boston at small forward. Donovan Mitchell, Cleveland, shooting guard. And then Damian Lillard at point guard.
Poor old Lillard.
He needs to get out of
Saw an
Portland.
interview with him. He's loyal to the Trailblazers. And what will make him decide I got to go? The fact that they just don't ever add any help?
Eventually, that should just wear him
They're
down.
not a playoff team, are they?
No.
No, didn't think so. And he's not from that area, is he? Is he from that area originally? The Pacific Northwest?
He might be.
I mean, that could be the one thing.
I think he might be.
And when will Seattle get a team?
Yeah, I don't know.
Will
I don't
they?
know if there's a plan for expansion or for if any owners are wanting to move.
I miss the
right
league
now.
without the Seattle Supersonics. I just
I do
really do
too.
because I
Yeah.
thought they had a great fan base
They do.
Lillard's from Oakland.
from Oakland, so West
So
Coast
that's
could.
close enough,
Yeah.
but
He likes
you
West
think if
Coast.
you get one of those California teams, I mean, they're all better than
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
than
if he
Portland.
Oh, yeah.
wind up with the.
And he went to Weber State, which is it's somewhere
Orange.
out that way.
Oh, yeah, it's in California.
Wow, went to Weber State.
Mhm.
NBA talent can come from anywhere. Where'd Job Morant go?
Murray State.
Murray State. Yeah, I knew it was a small one as well.
Where did
And he's out of
who's-
South Carolina.
when Lehigh beat Duke in the tournament? AJ McCollum.
Yep.
He came
Yeah.
from
CJ.
CJ McCollum. He came from a fairly, mid-level school at best.
Yeah.
Is he still in the league?
Oh yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
with New Orleans now. Who just got eliminated in the play-in tournament.
Did Zion play? No.
No.
Of course not.
Yeah. What is his status? How many games did he play this year?
Yeah, not many. I don't think he's ever going to play many games.
No.
Let's see here, Brett. Last night it says it was Miami 102-91 over the Chicago Bulls, and Minnesota over Oklahoma City 120-95. So it looks like the first game, the Miami game, pretty competitive. Not.
Oh yeah,
so
it was a 1-point game with 2 minutes left.
Not so much in the. I guess that was the later game
Yeah,
of the night.
yeah,
So it's decided now, right? I mean, when I go down
yeah,
here,
yeah.
and I
It's
look at
set.
these
It's
playoffs. They are
Zion played
set up.
29 games this year.
29. What's the most games he's played in a
That's
season?
probably the high.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's missed more than he's played.
All injury.
Yeah,
Not good. Not good.
all knee, ankle, leg muscles, just all different things.
You tell me what seeds these are, Brett. I'm going to go through the matchups. Today's games it begins at 1:00. Brooklyn at Philadelphia. Is that the 1-8?
That's 3 and 6.
3 and 6.
Philly's a
Wow.
3.
Atlanta and Boston.
That is 2 and 7.
New York and Cleveland.
That's 4 and 5. Cleveland's home. They're the 4.
Okay, Cleveland is at home. according
That'll
to
be
the
a good
schedule.
series,
That's tonight
I
at
think.
6. And all those games are on ESPN. Then the nightcap is on ABC tonight at 8:30. Golden State at Sacramento. That shocks me right there just to see Golden State at.
Yeah.
Yeah, they finished as the 6th seed. Sacramento's the 3. First time they made the playoffs in 20 years or so.
Well, given the Warriors' inability to win away from home, that opener worries me.
Yeah, they've been terrible on the road.
Terrible.
And Sacramento's they had the longest playoff drought, right?
Yeah,
coming in.
It's 21 years, or it's been a long
Who
time.
does it go to now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I just wonder who it is. Who's the team now that has the longest drought? Jason
Yeah,
says
what is it for the Hornets now?
4 decades? I don't know.
7 years? Maybe?
I really don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Would they be next? 7's probably not next.
They might be. I don't know.
Jason said in 4 seasons, Zion has played a total of 114 games.
God.
A total of
20
114
games.
So,
games.
yeah,
A
less
little
than
over
30 a
20.
And
year.
that's 160, 320 some possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah, well, one of those years
320,
was shortened by
320.
COVID, so say 300.
Yeah. Yeah. A possibility of 300 games he's played in just 114. And I don't know if any of those were playoff games or not. They made the playoff since he's been there, though, hadn't they? I was thinking like they might have got in and got beat early in the first. Might have even been his rookie year, but I can't say for sure.
They might have been in it the bubble year when it was all in Orlando.
You were right, Brett. 7 years. Jason said the Hornets were last in the playoffs in 2016.
Wow.
2016. Wonder who that starting five.
Speaking of
was.
the Hornets, I saw where Miles Bridges gets a 30-game suspension.
And 20 of them have already been counted.
20 of them have already
Yeah.
been counted.
And what that's.
So I guess wherever he's at next year, he'll miss, 10 games? He's a
Like math
free
in
agent.
his head.
So I did that math
You did.
well. So being a free agent, I guess he can go. I mean, he can go anywhere he wants, right?
And that's a guy that the Hornets need.
Yeah, they desperately if they want to
but
be
I don't
competitive.
know. I don't know if they want him back.
Is he the best player on the team?
Well, him and LaMelo Ball
Yeah.
are the top two.
Mm.
But I don't know if he wants back in Charlotte. I kind of doubt that he does. And really don't know if Charlotte wants him back. So I would guess he'll end up somewhere else.
Tomorrow, beginning at 3 o'clock. That's kind of a late start for the Sunday, but tomorrow at 3 o'clock on ABC, it's the Lakers at Memphis, first round game. Miami at Milwaukee at 5:30 on TNT.
Yeah, that's an 8-1.
All the rest of these games are on TNT. The Miami at Milwaukee at 5:30. The Clippers at Phoenix. At 8
that's a
o'clock.
5 and a 4. I think that's an interesting series.
Okay. Clippers in Phoenix, and also Minnesota at Denver tomorrow night at 10:30. That'll be a 8:30 start.
That's a good one to
Denver,
have at
Colorado.
10:30 because that's
Blowout.
one of the least interesting
Is it?
ones to me. Yeah, I don't think Minnesota.
Where is Denver's seed?
1?
Okay, yeah, that's the one. They get prime time in the Mountain Time Zone,
Yeah.
and the West Coast Time Zone, but yeah, and they are kind of done here, geographically by time zones. If you look at it, because tomorrow's games go from
And Minnesota
Memphis to
does have
Milwaukee
some.
to
They do
Phoenix
have
to
big
Denver.
guys, so they might can match up with Jokic. Okay, but I just don't think they can beat Denver.
I'm guessing, Brett, just because of the reason you said, a good matchup is the reason the Clippers and the Suns are playing at 8 o'clock, and then Minnesota Denver's at 10:30. Because
Yeah, and just for
as
the
far as
stars,
time zone, it would have been different.
You got Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker. Just a lot more star power in that series.
Lenny says Weber State is in Utah because they beat
Utah,
UNC
okay.
Many years ago in the
My
NCAA
apologies,
tournament.
Lenny. Thank you.
They had a player named Harold the Show
Harold the Show.
Arsenault, and it ends in
Yeah, he destroyed.
EAUX.
He destroyed the
Arsenault.
Tar Heels. I remember
Did he
that
really?
game. Yeah.
I
Weber
remember.
State.
I could not tell you what year that was. I do remember them losing.
Phil
to Weber
Ford
State.
was the point guard, I believe.
Oh
No, it
don't
wasn't that
go
long
back
ago.
that
It was
far.
in the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that far. But yeah, I do remember that
Well, then
NCAA tournament game, but I don't
Okay.
remember any
99.
details. 99.
Harold the Show. That would have been what?
Yep. Jason
Antoine
says 99.
Jameson era. That team, I guess.
I don't know. I can't remember.
No, Jameson was gone.
He was gone.
Yeah, not a great Carolina team. Ed Cota,
Oh,
probably
Point
best
guard.
player.
Head coach of
Brendan
point guard.
Haywood,
Yeah.
Chris Lang, Ronald Curry, Jason Capel.
Yeah.
Was that first round or second round?
First round. man.
Was it?
Yeah, that's about.
So I guess my question to Lenny would be: is that worse, or is Black Sunday in Raleigh.
That was a bad one, too.
Okay, they lost to either Penn or St. John. Which one did Carolina lose to? Because Duke lost to the other
Duke lost
on the same day.
I think Duke lost to – I can't remember.
That Harold Arsenault had 36 for Weber State in that game.
36. He was an arsonist. He was.
I think C.J. McCallum he was in the 30s against Duke.
Yeah.
I think I heard last night that Miles Bridges is as Lenny saying, is a free agent, but Charlotte can match anybody's offer. He is a free agent because I heard that mentioned.
Free agent.
Yeah, I remember hearing that on the Sports Center or whatever I was watching at the time. But he's definitely a free agent. And I don't know enough to even give an opinion on whether he'll. I agree with what you said. They need him back.
Yeah.
But I don't have any idea if I would pick yes or no that he would be back. I don't know if he's got any ties to Charlotte. I don't know if he wants to go play on a franchise that's better right now. I don't know if it's all about money. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm guessing it's a combination of all that. I mean,
yeah. He's probably just ready to get back in the league and
get to play.
Playing
basketball. Well, now the Hornets will be. They will have a lottery pick, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and if they're lucky, they could be top 3 or 4.
That's right. If they're lucky. Who are the top picks? Let's see. Brendan Miller out of Auburn.
Yeah, Alabama.
Alabama, I'm sorry. Yeah, right.
Oh, you just cussed somebody.
Ooh, man.
You cussed 2 schools at
both of them.
Yeah. The Auburn fans are going to be on me. I don't know if we have any, but.
And you don't think the Bama fans would?
Yeah.
I was just sitting here looking. So the worst teams this year in the league, it looked like were, and I'm going from worst up. Detroit by far, record-wise.
Yeah.
That was the worst team. I mean, 5 games. San Antonio, what are they doing on the bottom? What has happened there? Aged out?
I don't know.
22 wins. Philadelphia only had 17 wins. Houston only had 22 wins. Not Philadelphia, San Antonio. I don't know why I said Philadelphia.
Yeah.
San Antonio, 2 wins. Houston, 22 wins.
Yeah.
Houston, 22 wins. That's all after Detroit, who only had 17. Detroit.
17.
Is there a worse city right now for sports than Detroit?
Well, the football teams have been on the upswing.
It was. It had a, yeah. I mean, they took a step forward last year.
They took a step forward.
But the Tigers are awful.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And I'm not sure about the Red Wings, Brett. You got to.
They hadn't been good the last few years.
They haven't been the typical Red Wings. No. That's what carried them when everybody else was so bad.
Detroit is in the doldrums. That's one of the worst pro cities as far as wins and losses. Yeah. I'm
going to try this. Jason says the top prospects are Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
By far.
He's going to go number 1.
And Scoot Henderson.
Scoot Henderson.
Yep.
Did he play in college? I know Victor didn't. He's from. Where is he from? Victor.
I'm not sure.
I'm not either. What is he? 7'5", and he dribbles like a guard, something like that.
He's tall.
Wembanyama.
Yeah.
I like the name.
Yeah.
Wemby.
Yeah, I've heard the Scoot Henderson, but I can't remember.
I don't recall
where
him
he's from.
Yeah.
Henderson played in the G League.
G League,
this past season, according to Jason. So maybe that may be the way to go. If he's in line to be
from Marietta, Georgia,
a top 5 pick.
Mm-hmm.
These teams did not make the playoffs. San Antonio, Houston, Portland, Utah, and Dallas. And Dallas, I heard, got a hefty fine this week because of tanking, and Mark Cuban really don't care. Detroit, Charlotte, Orlando, Washington, and Indiana. The best team out of those appears to be Dallas, who won 38.
Yeah.
And actually tried to lose the last 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
Also, Utah, 37 wins.
Yeah.
So
those teams could improve themselves. Yeah.
But I don't know exactly how it works. They didn't make the playoffs. Are they in the draft lottery? Is everybody that misses the playoffs in the ping pong ball challenge there?
Yeah.
You just get less, right? The more you win, the less ping pong balls.
Yeah, Detroit's obviously going to have the best percentage at getting the number 1 pick.
Yep. That could determine how many guys come out.
But I did find out the reason that Dallas lost those last couple games, or wanted to lose those last couple, is because they have a protected top 10 pick. So if they draw a top 10 pick, they get to keep it. If they would have drawn 11, 12, or if they made the play-in and end up picking, 14, 15, that pick goes somewhere else.
Then I say
because
this,
they traded that pick.
I say this to the man that handed down the fine. Change the system if you don't want people to tank.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to change the system if you
They
don't
did
want
the
people.
best thing for their
right.
future,
Exactly.
the future of their franchise.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame any team in any sport for tanking.
Now, they still might not
wouldn't.
they still could draw 11, 12, or 13 in the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
They might not get a top 10
Right.
pick.
If you
but-
think you're doing what's best for your franchise, you should be allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Without a fine. You are allowed, but you do have to.
Even though fans come to see certain
don't care.
players.
Don't
Okay.
care. They don't have
Okay.
to. Not my opinion. I mean,
Right.
that's just me. I hate it for the fans. You cry enough, I give you your money back. Boom.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Well, one
I'm doing this
way
for
I see
you.
it-
I'm doing this for you, so your 13-year-old son won't have to watch bad basketball when he's 16. You know what I mean?
Don't
That's one way of
buy
looking at it.
tickets to the last week of the regular season.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if your
That's
team
right.
is,
Yeah, bad.
right, borderline out or whatever
Yeah,
it may
but
be.
Brett, didn't Dallas bring in Tyree to make the team better and make the playoffs?
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
I don't.
Okay, who don't bring in a player
Yeah.
to make the playoff?
Right. I mean, that late in the year.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
No, there were a lot
mean,
of games
That's,
where,
that's the reason you bring in the player. I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
everybody brings in a player, but that's the reason you bring that player in.
from the point that they brought Kyrie forward, there were a lot of games where Kyrie and Luka didn't both play, where one or the other was
Yeah.
out with injury.
Mm-hmm. Well, that would affect
And the
it.
stretch where Luka was out with injury really hurt him. But I don't think that was a good fit
No.
to have two ball dominant. Those are basically both point guards.
Right.
All right, we're going to take a couple notes here. Then we're going to take our first time out. Jason says Victor is from France,
Oh,
and I won't be
France, that's what I
surprised
thought.
if the Spurs get the first pick. Tony Parker runs the French national team, and Victor is the best player for France. With
Mhm.
Parker's connection to the Spurs, I can see it happening. Now,
Yeah.
would that be questioned if they wind up with, you know what I mean?
Well, it's supposed to be luck of the draw.
Probably like
Yeah.
the draw. Yeah.
Lenny says Ed Cota was the point guard. The loss to Penn on Black Sunday was worse because that team was much better
Yeah.
at Carolina in '79.
That's
Duke
right.
lost on the same day to
Yeah, Duke
St.
had
John's.
Jaminsky.
Yep. Both of them lost
and
right here in North
Gene
Carolina
Banks.
on the big stage. How many teams at that time were in the NCAA tournament? How many teams went to the NCAA
It was
tournament?
less than the current.
Yeah, it
for
was.
sure.
And that would have been 79, ain't that what we
Yeah,
said?
79.
So that was the Final Four,
in Raleigh.
and it
No, it wasn't the Final Four.
it wasn't. The
No,
Final
no,
Four.
it was
Okay.
early.
Basically, it was the second round.
Second
Okay,
round.
okay.
They won on Friday night,
Yeah.
and then they played on Sunday, and both
In
lost.
Raleigh.
Right, Lenny? Yeah, they both played on Friday.
Well, I know
night.
there was a year where Penn was in the Final Four. That's why I thought it might
That's
have been
the year.
It was the
Yeah,
same
they
year.
They went
Okay.
on to the Final Four.
which
They
was
did.
amazing in itself. Now,
And who is that? Can you name the other three teams in the Final
Well, if it
Four?
was 79, I know two of them were
That's right.
Michigan State.
we
and
just went over
Indiana
that. We
State.
just went over that last
I
week
know.
or the
It
week
was
before.
DePaul, wasn't it?
It was
DePaul.
Yeah.
Ray Meyer.
Yeah,
Ray
the
Meyer.
one you're going to have trouble with is DePaul. But
Was that the
we
only
didn't have
time
much
Ray
trouble
Meyer
with it.
made the Final Four when he was at DePaul? I think it was.
I don't remember another.
Well, what about Indiana
But they were
State
always
and
good.
Penn?
Yeah.
what,
Yeah.
what have they done since 1979?
I think Bird graduated. So.
Yeah.
Lenny says, I think I heard the Hornets have 2 first-round picks coming this
Ooh.
year. Well, they need 6 or
Well,
7.
need about- yeah.
And also maybe, I mean, you
and
have to build through
there's
free
one
agency,
franchise
too.
that I
Yeah.
saw is loaded with first-round picks over the next 4 or 5 years.
Who is?
I can't remember. I think it's it's wherever Danny Ainge is.
And I don't remember now. I only remember
Is
him
it
with Boston.
Utah?
He
and
used to be in Boston, but he's not anymore.
Is he Utah?
Utah. Yeah.
Is it?
Utah?
So they traded away
Excuse me.
Rudy Gobert. They let Donovan Mitchell go.
Yeah. he
So
was
they
a
had to give up
star.
a lot for those picks. But they've got like 50, or it's like 10 first-round picks in the next 4 years or something like that.
Well, that's a team that's that's obviously retooling
Yeah.
for the future.
All right, here we go to timeout. As we go to timeout, I got the boys a trivia question
All
here.
right.
If you know it, don't blurt it out.
Okay.
If you know it, don't blurt it out. Just keep it to yourself at least till we come back.
Sammy Sosa.
No, it's music.
Ooh,
It's music.
my field.
I saw a little show on this the other night. It's very interesting. The Rolling Stones, Honky Tonk Women, was a very big hit. What was on the backside? Back in a moment.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
The Big Mulch Yard expansion is now complete at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. You'll find over 20 new products. Take a listen. Number 67 and number 5 gravel is $65 a yard. Screen topsoil is $60 a yard. Fill dirt is $45 a yard. Mortar sand is $65 a yard. Creek sand is $40 a yard. Leaf compost is $20 a yard. Organic compost is $40 a yard. And they also carry bags of rocks, pea gravel, white rock, topsoil, potting soil, compost, mulch, rubber mulch, and sand. At Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reedsville Road in Lincoln.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Western Steer Family Steakhouse in Newton has the best food around. Their buffet is like no other. Fried chicken, meatloaf, baked chicken, beef tips with peppers and onions, pintos and macaroni cheese, green beans, yams, and the best salad bar around. Hours of business Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Western Steer Family Steakhouse, 334 Southwest Boulevard, Newton. Call for takeouts at 704-325-3926. Like them on Facebook.
And welcome back. No answers yet. No answers yet to my trivia question.
I got an idea. I got a thought.
Honky Tonk Women, the front side of this single, the A side. They call them an A and a B, and the B usually doesn't mount to a hill of
but
beans.
In case it did.
Yeah.
In this case it
yeah,
did.
there was quite a few that did, but in this case, right?
I got an idea, but
throw it out there.
You want me to keep it quiet?
No, I hadn't got any guesses.
Brown sugar.
Nope. I can't even tell you.
By the way, that's a song they don't do anymore on their obviously on their.
I can't
tour.
tell you if they were on the same.
I'm just trying to think. I can't think of the album that song, probably one of their greatest hits, was on.
Got to tell you this real quick. On Tuesday night of this past week, Lane Hoover, by scoring a run, became the all-time runs scored leader in
East Carolina history. No, the conference.
Yeah, even bigger.
Yeah.
The American Conference all-time leader in runs. Now, that don't mean – I hadn't even checked. I hadn't even thought about this. That doesn't mean he has the East Carolina record. He might.
Yeah.
Maybe Lenny,
because they've played in
maybe
different
Denny could tell
conferences.
Me. Right, yeah, since they've switched conferences. I never even thought about that till you just put it that way, Mike.
Right.
But, yeah, he could have the conference record
Very
but not the
possibly.
school record.
Yeah.
But if he's not got the school record, I'm going to guess he's pretty high up.
Yeah.
Last night in center field, he robbed a home run. He scored 2 runs last night for the East Carolina Pirates. If I would have read everything, I would know the answer to that.
Okay.
Well, no, I didn't. No, I don't. Still don't say anything about the team. Got the conference record. 2 more runs scored to add to the conference record last night. But if you can see this picture, I don't know how it happened, but he robs the home run last night. Yeah, goes up high over the wall.
That is a heck of a catch.
Robs the home run. It's a good thing it might hit those 2 dudes in the face.
Yeah.
One of them.
That's going up there.
Yep. Had a seriously great career.
Yes.
At East Carolina, making the most of it.
It's been a great run.
Yep, that's exactly right. Before we get back into sports, we had a question here. Jason Eagle wants to know our thoughts on Lincoln County going to turf over grass. You guys got thoughts on that?
Well, it's certainly pretty to look at. We know that from North Lincoln.
I don't think it's for looks, though. I think it's for
it's not for looks.
Wear and tear.
I think there were 2 schools that needed
sports.
East Lincoln and North Lincoln needed it.
Yeah.
North definitely did.
North's field was always too dry.
Yeah.
And I think East Lincoln
had some gravel spots.
East Lincoln's had trouble keeping theirs dry.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 10. Yeah. I buy in with you on that one. I think East Lincoln needed it. North, you mentioned. Lincoln?
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. If somebody asks me, I'm straight up 50-50. When grass is on the field, it's beautiful.
It is.
And I would rather, honestly, I think I would rather play on the grass, you know. But as far as maintenance, painting the field, being able to play multiple sports on it,
you can.
I would have went. I would have went with the turf.
Yeah, I get it.
I would have went with the turf because there's so many advantages. And eventually you'll see. Well, eventually you'll see 100%.
Yes.
High schools with it, but it might not be in our lifetime. But eventually you'll see 100% of the schools with turf, just for those reasons. You're not going to see a new school built today
without turf,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard it's 10 years before you have to, groom it. Whatever you have to do.
It's really going to hurt some students because remember in the old days on game day that the coach would always get students out of their last class of the last class.
Won't get to go help paint.
They won't get to go help paint the fields and line them off.
Yep. I can promise you the people that have to do the work behind the scenes, they're going to love the turf because hopping on a mower and riding a football field for an hour is the easy part.
Oh yeah,
that's the easy part.
I was talking to somebody about it the other day. Someone from Maiden, and they were talking about when they went to Watauga to play, how their players that weren't used to the turf were slipping and falling, and how they thought it really had a big impact on the outcome of the game.
It
Was
could.
because
If you're not
the
used to
maiden players
playing on
weren't used to it. They
Right.
didn't have the right kind of cleats.
You got to have the right kind of shoes for the turf.
You do.
And I said, do you think these Lincoln County schools will practice on their playing field? And he said, well, you really need to practice on both because some away games aren't
Right.
going to be on turf.
Right.
So
Well,
you're
my
going to
guess-
have cleats
My guess
for both.
is if you're playing on the turf, you practice on the
Yeah.
turf that week, and if you're playing on the
Yep.
grass, you go out to the practice field
Yep.
and play on the grass.
That's what we
That-
did when I was in college.
Yeah.
The good thing is, you know,
But what worries me are those non-contact injuries like they have in the NFL so often. Are they going to go up in high school because of the turf?
my guess is yes.
Yep.
And that might be why he asked the question too. Might have had,
Yeah.
because of
The ACLs.
but it is not like the turf though of the 70s. It's not like the turf of the 80s.
Yeah.
It's a more giving turf. But you can also, the same guy, if somebody goes out there and tears their ACL without getting hit, it could happen on grass too.
Could.
We've seen it.
Well, yeah, it could.
It can
but
happen on
is
grass
it going to
too.
happen
I don't think
more
the-
often?
I don't
More
think the
often,
percentages go up enough to outweigh the advantages of having the turf.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll find out. I can promise you this: the first person that gets hurt, it don't even matter if it's a concussion, helmet to helmet. There's going to be somebody blame it on turf.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So that's going to come. So be prepared for it. Somebody's going to blame it on turf, but there are all
I
of
do
Buncombe
like-
County's turf. All of Buncombe County's, every high school in Buncombe
Does it?
County has the turf.
I do
Most
like
mountain schools
how it
do have
improves the look of the field
Yeah,
in
it
the
does.
stadium.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
And I don't even know what stage East Lincoln and Lincoln
And I
are at
wonder
right
if-
now. I don't.
if
I don't,
these
I need to
schools
ride
are
by and
gonna-
look.
Yeah. You should.
if they're going to paint, Lincoln's never really had paint on the
I
field.
said East Lincoln. I meant West.
Logos, or they would do something occasionally for.
There'll be something on there that's
But
permanent.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's gotta be
what I
every
wonder.
school
Are
will
they
have
going to
something.
put something in the end zones? Or
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I think they are. I think all the schools are. If it doesn't adjust the price too much, because I'm sure you got this certain amount that was
yeah,
presented to you to pay, and then I would think I don't know if more markings add to the price or not, but my guess is they do. I mean, it's more work. It's more
Yeah.
labor. So than just putting down green and being done with it.
Yeah.
But
Well, now how will this affect
I'm in favor of it, Mike, and Jason, for asking. I'm in favor of it, but I'm in favor of it like 55-45. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I'm that close on it.
You lose something, I think, with grass, but there's a lot of advantages. The versatility of turf is certainly a factor.
Most people like the Lincoln field better when it got fall and the grass turned brown and they put black lines
Yeah.
on the field.
I've always liked
You won't
that.
see that anymore.
No,
you know,
won't see that.
but I mean that's
well,
that was-
Lincoln's one of the ones that always had really good looking grass.
right.
late in the fall. Yeah.
Well, early in the season, it was always really green,
Green.
and it just always looked good. And North Lincoln couldn't really say that, and I guess it's just because of where their field was
It was.
put.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
wasn't really anything they could do about it. So
Mhm.
they really needed the turf.
Yep, and that's why they got it first.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why they got it first.
Yeah, I always associated, when that grass turns brown in November, that's playoff football to me. It don't, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I'll tell you something.
Yeah, Lincoln's had a lot of big games with that
That
dead grass
Dead
and
grass.
black lined
Yes, they have.
field.
Go back to the turf though and the injury thing. You could ask a lot of these colleges, just like Appalachian. The Appalachians had turf quite a while. I just
Yeah.
don't think it's. I haven't. I don't think it is that many more.
Maybe not.
To be honest, I
Hope
mean,
not.
they've had it so long you wouldn't know.
Oh, they've had it forever, right?
Yep. Lenny gets the answer to my trivia question.
I got a guess.
What is on the back side of the Rolling Stones Honky Tonk Women single?
Jumping Jack Flash?
Mm-mm.
No.
Lenny says he said, I think it was blank, 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 and he is correct.
Okay.
We have had. I'll make sure I don't read and give you the answer. We have, or at least had a 45 vinyl copy down at my dad's of that single record. I'll need to go down and start searching to see if it's still there. See, I've already put him on a mission. He wants to know now if that is still there. But no, it is not. I could give you guys a great hint, and you'd probably get it.
Yeah,
right
probably.
Off. And that great hint will be, it was a feature song in a movie, a very popular movie at the time.
I know it.
You already know it?
I don't know. How many words is it?
I can name that tune.
Two words?
No, it's more than 2 words.
Well,
I think
popular movie.
if this is, the movie was 2 words. I want the song. What's the movie?
It was part of a soundtrack of a movie.
What's
right?
the movie?
You
just said is the movie. Okay, you just said is it 2 words? So what was you going to guess? What were you going to guess?
Give Me Shelter, but
No.
that was a documentary.
I thought you had the movie's 2 words. 3 words. I'm sorry. 3 words.
Movie.
Yep.
Is it a Scorsese movie?
Nope.
Because that's got
I don't think so.
a lot of Rolling Stone
does,
songs in
yeah.
Scorsese
I don't think
movie.
so. This movie came out probably around between 80 and 85.
Oh, 80 and 85.
If I'm guessing correctly. Now, I could look that up and tell you if it came out between 80 and 85.
Then.
It's not an 80s song,
No.
just an 80s movie.
Yeah.
80s movie.
The movie came out.
The song's got to be from around 1970.
Right.
Or,
When
Yeah, humming a song from 1962. That may be coming up later. But, yeah, it's movie was in the 80s.
action, drama, comedy.
You know what? It's the weirdest movie. One of the
think-
weirdest movies. It's none of those. It's one of the, if anything, drama. But it was one of those movies that
I'd be better off just trying to
Defied
guess the
characteristics.
songs.
I wasn't crazy
Yeah.
about, but it had a lot of good music in it, to be honest with you. But
And now we've
Oh, whoa,
changed
whoa, wait
the
a
trivia
minute.
question.
I
now
bet
now it's
that was the
name
movie. Was the movie Apocalypse Now?
no, that would be 2 words, and I said it's 3.
Oh, 3 words. Oh, man, I'm struggling here.
Lenny got the movie. Of course, he had the song already,
Wow.
so he knows.
Dang.
He knows what the movie would be. From knowing, yeah. You guys just keep thinking. Just keep thinking. I like it. At least nobody is looking it up on their computer just so they can get it. That I
Right.
like that part as well. I'd rather nobody guess than look it up, so they can answer. Let's
Drama,
see.
huh?
God, if I could give you one word and it would just blow
Yeah.
it plumb out of the water. The whole movie revolves around a death.
The death. Oh,
Pretty easy now, isn't it?
The Big Chill. Right?
Yep.
What was the song?
Mike's got the movie but can't get the song.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Brett
Wait a
should
minute.
know
Wait a
too.
minute.
I've never seen
You
that.
can't
Lenny should
always
know.
get what you want.
Mhm.
You try sometime.
You can't always get what you want.
Yep.
Was the backside.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's a bigger song than Honky Tonk Women.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's one of your favorites?
Well, it's one of their.
Yeah.
one of
But
their
you
most
liked it.
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you liked it personally. Yeah.
You can't always get what you want. It's a pretty good single.
It
If
is.
you've ever seen the show
If you got that one.
Californication, it's featured.
A lot.
Yeah. Off and on throughout that whole series.
That was
So that had to be off the Let It Bleed album. Yeah.
That was the guy from X-Files. What was his name?
Yeah, David Duchovny.
David
Duchovny,
Duchovny.
Yeah.
Last night, the Marlins beat the Diamondbacks 5-1. The Phillies over the Reds 8-3. The Tigers beat the Giants. Mike,
Oh.
the Giants are 5-8
Yeah,
on
it's
the season.
not very good start for
Tigers win 7-5. Guardians over the Nationals 4-3. The Twins over the Yankees 4-3. Tampa Bay, their winning streak comes to an end at 13. They lose last night to the Blue Jays by a score of 6-3. 13-0 start though for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Red Sox over the Angels 5-3. My Red Sox are a lowly 6-8. The 4-game sweep in Tampa really put a dent in their
sure
record.
did.
The White Sox fall to the Orioles. Orioles 6-3. Braves score 10 last night, 10-3 over the Royals. Rangers over the Astros 6-2. The Cardinals beat the Pirates 3-0. Haven't checked on Burleson's stats.
1 for 4.
1 for 4 last night. RBI or anything?
Don't think so.
Okay. The Mets, boy, they scored more than the Giants or the Jets. 17 last night for the Mets. 17-6 over the A's on the road. The Mets seem like they've kind of overcome the first week jitters or whatever. Seem to be playing pretty good right now.
They do.
Brewers over the Padres 11-2. The Cubs over the Dodgers 8-2, and Seattle over the Rockies last night in the upper Northwest 5-3.
So outside of Tampa Bay's media, blazing start.
Blazing start.
Everybody else is just sort of middling, aren't they, as far as starts?
There's a few.
Well, the Twins are 10-4.
Minnesota's at 10 wins
10 and
already.
14.
The Braves are at 10
Mets are
wins
10 and
already.
4.
Milwaukee's at 10 wins already.
Braves are 10-4. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
After that, Toronto's 9-5, and then everybody else is.
Billy Bean's still in Oakland. I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't know.
His game plan not working too good.
Does anybody care?
Right, because right now
the Oakland
I don't know.
A's? Does anybody in Oakland care about that?
Does anybody care about a lot of these teams? That's what's wrong with baseball.
That's it.
It's
Nobody cares.
It's terribly wrong with baseball. The fans aren't going. We're in the early season. They're still in the race, at least for one more weekend, and nobody's going. The park, the parks like in Oakland and Pittsburgh, a once proud baseball city. Pittsburgh's 8-6. They're not filling their park up.
It says he's executive vice president of baseball operations and minority owner of the Oakland A's.
Okay, so still plays a big role.
I thought maybe the tinkering with the game, the time restrictions, and the fact that the games aren't lasting quite as long would spur a little attendance this early in the season. Not so, right?
I haven't looked at the numbers.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
But I've just looked at the ballparks
attendance
on TV, and they even try to hide it.
Oh yeah, of course.
The TV stations try to hide it, unless they're on the road. They don't care if you're watching the game broadcast, watching the visitors broadcast. You might see it a little more.
How many do you think Comerica Park holds in Detroit?
How much it holds? 40,000.
Oh, their attendance last night was 15,000.
That's bad. That's sad. Another one time when I was growing up, that was a great baseball city. Detroit was 68 World Series, right?
Now the Yankees,
right? Mike and Lenny, Tigers in the 68 World Series played the Cardinals, and I think they might have won that
Denny McClain
World Series.
Attendance last night in Yankee Stadium 41,000.
Pretty good.
Well, what's not selling in Yankee Stadium is the high dollar seats.
Dodger Stadium 52,000 paid attendance last night, so that's almost full.
Yeah.
Now, Arizona played at Miami last night. Attendance just under 11,000.
Yeah.
And all these numbers are probably charitable, right?
That was who'd you say Miami was playing?
Arizona.
So it was at Miami, though?
Yeah.
I wonder if Arizona's crowds would be much better. I mean, I just don't know.
What was the attendance for the White Sox and Orioles last night, I wonder?
Where'd they play?
Chicago.
I'm going to guess 33,000.
18.
Woo!
Ooh, not
Woo!
good.
Nobody interested in the guys from the South Side.
No.
Texas.
Compare that to the Cubs. Did the Cubs play at home?
No, they were in L.A. Dodgers.
That's another draw, though. That helps the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If the Cubs are on the road, that helps your
San Diego
game.
hosted Milwaukee. Theirs was right under 44,000. So
that's a healthy crowd.
That's pretty full.
Oakland, that's two good teams, too. Milwaukee was the division winner last year, right?
Yeah, and they're off to a good start.
Oakland, 11,000.
11 in Oakland.
Yeah. And Seattle's was good. They hosted the Rockies. It was 32.
You know what I'd be most interested to see, and you can't check for last night because Tampa Bay was on the road last night, but they were a team that was 13-0 and playing at home and playing Boston. Now, there's a lot of Boston transplants in Florida, so they they might have helped their attendance
Yeah,
during
let's
that
see.
series.
Thursday night, 21,000.
That's all.
Yeah.
21.
But I don't know how much all these stadiums hold.
If a team was to move, who would it be? If a team was to relocate, who would it be? Who would be your first choice?
And where would they go?
Well, that was going to be my second part of the question. I still think Charlotte would put more people in the stands than 11,000.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Way over.
Okay,
maybe
wherever
15.
you go, the first 2 or 3 years,
Oh, yeah.
you're
gonna be good.
You're going to blow the
Yeah.
roof off, you know. But
Yeah.
can it maintain?
Well, you wouldn't think Detroit is going anywhere.
Charlotte's
Or
done real
Pittsburgh's
well
not going
because
anywhere.
Charlotte led the league in attendance in the NBA years ago when they weren't even any good.
Yeah,
You
middling,
know?
yeah.
Okay, and I'm
I
the
would
NFL's
say,
done well.
I
in
would say
Charlotte.
Oakland would be the team that would
Move to
be
Charlotte.
the first to move.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Maybe so.
What other
Maybe
markets
so.
I
are
would say
there?
maybe Canada, Montreal. They could get a team back.
Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
Nashville comes to mind for me, as well as I was trying to remember. Think about these minor league ballparks that are doing real well. You know that Nashville's one. I mean, Nashville's just a booming city right now.
Mhm.
Probably more to offer than Charlotte.
Yep,
You
I
know,
think it does. When you consider the music thing.
But I don't know what the population is. You can't go with the tourism
No.
because
Yeah.
most of them aren't going to the baseball
not
game
going
when
to
they
baseball,
come.
yeah.
But I just wonder how the populations
What
compare.
about Las Vegas?
Between Vegas, but Vegas, it's filling up the football stadium, but maybe because it's the Raiders and they're not that far from Los Angeles. You know, I mean, I could see buying season tickets and driving to every home game if you lived in L.A.
Yep.
Could you not? That's 3.5 hours, right?
Possibly.
But
yeah.
I just wonder. You
Trying
got to
get
do it
Nashville's population for you.
Yeah.
500,000.
And go with the metro. Don't just go with the city. See if I think you can pull up a metro.
2 million.
Because that's what adds to Atlanta's.
Yeah.
Atlanta's population is smaller than Charlotte, I think. But the Atlanta metro
Yeah, it's
doubles
got
Charlotte.
2
Charlotte
2
Metro
million.
is pretty good too.
How many?
2 million
2 million.
metro
enough.
population.
Yeah,
And that's in
Nashville.
Nashville. 2 million.
that's probably
Metro.
enough to support.
Charlotte's probably close to
I
that.
believe they are.
You know,
yeah,
maybe
they're in
close
that
to
2
that.
million range for that.
Yeah, 2.7.
Okay. And they both fill up their football stadiums, and that's basically all we got to go on. You know?
Yeah, but doesn't everybody?
But Charlotte also,
I think you
they
could
do.
put I think you
That's
put
right.
an NFL stadium anywhere,
You can.
and it would
You
fill
can.
up.
It would fill up.
Pumpkin Center.
I mean, you only got 8 or 9
Yeah,
home games.
I love that idea.
a year.
100%.
Yeah, the fans are going to go to football as long as it's
Yeah.
as entertaining as it
And
is right
Las
now.
Vegas is 2.2 million, so that's very close
in the
to
metro.
Nashville.
And like I said, I don't know how many people would go to Las Vegas on vacation and attend a baseball game, but I would guess not too many. Now, they would go on vacation and attend a Raiders game because there's
Yeah.
only 8 home games a year, and it's an NFL event. But, you know.
What about Indianapolis?
Indianapolis had really good. They are a AAA affiliate of the Indians, maybe Cleveland. I'm not sure, but they are.
Well, what's the closest team to Indianapolis?
Well,
Will be one of the
Reds?
Ohio teams.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it'd have to be
Cincinnati would
Ohio.
be
It'd have to be
closer.
Either them or the
Cincinnati.
Cubs could be closer to Chicago.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know the answer to that for sure. Let's see. Lenny said, I can remember playing that 45 on the turntable as a kid. I must have been around 10 or 11 years old. They did beat the Cardinals in the 68 World Series. He's talking about the Tigers of 68. Don't know much about it. Yeah, I'm the same way. I just remember them. Al Kaline, you remember people like that.
Denny
I think-
McClain, 30-game winner.
Was the catcher Freehand? Was the catcher Bill Freehand?
It might have been.
I think the catcher was Bill
Mhm.
Freehand, and I can't remember. I know that Trammell and Whitaker, the great duo at short and second, came along later, and they won a World Series later on with those guys.
Who was that perennial batting champion for Detroit?
For Detroit?
Tony Oliva.
Tony Oliva, it could have been.
Tony Oliva.
Played, I think, with the Twins, too.
Yeah.
The perennial batting champ, though, was Rod Carew.
Yeah, that's right, Rod Carew.
Is that
he
who
was
you're trying
with
to think
Twins.
of?
He was
Yeah,
with
he was with the
Twins.
Twins. But
That's probably who I'm thinking
I
of.
think he won the batting title in the American League every year of my childhood.
Right.
Seems
it seemed
like.
like it, yeah.
Tampa Bay is 13-1, followed by Toronto 9-5, the Yankees 8-6, Baltimore 8-6, Boston 6-8. In the Central, Minnesota leads the way at 10-4. Cleveland is second at 8-6. The White Sox 5-9. Detroit 4-9. Kansas City 4-10. In the West, the Rangers lead the way at 8-5. Very tight division. The Angels just one game back at 7-6. Houston 6-8. Seattle 6-8. Oakland 3-11. To me, that the Rangers have improved. They're a much better team, but I still think that's the Astros. Yeah, they have spent some money. That's a big market. They should be spending some money. In the National League, the Braves have the best record along with Milwaukee. The Braves are 10-4. The Mets 8-6. Marlins 7-7. Phillies 5-9. Washington 4-10. In the Central, Milwaukee is 10-4, followed by the Cubs at 7-5. Pirates 8-6. Cardinals 6-8. Cincinnati 5-8. And then the West, I've been hammering the Diamondbacks, and they're in first place.
Yeah.
Arizona is 8-6, followed by the Dodgers at 7-7, the Padres 7-8, the Giants 5-8, and Colorado 5-9. Any team that's on top right now in their division that you think will stay?
Probably a lot of
so early.
It is early.
Well, I think the Braves and Mets are going to battle in that East division.
I think the Braves are better overall, but
I think Tampa's going to stay all year.
Do you?
Yeah, I do too.
That's the first one I was going to flip. I was going to say Toronto.
I like the Twins in the
I think by mid-May, Toronto will be in first place. May be wrong.
I think the Twins will be up there.
I'll tell you who don't believe in Tampa. Mad Dog Russo. Oh, he was hammering them the other day. He said, look at your softness of their schedule. He said, you better win those games.
How could you hammer somebody for being 13-0?
That's just crazy. I didn't like it either.
Mad Dog Russo.
So whoever
what could they have done
Whoever was arguing the other side was saying, but they've done what they're supposed to do. They went 13-0 against these teams, and they won every game. Some of the games could end in 5 innings if they had the rule, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not 13-0 is not even doing what you're supposed to do. I mean, 9-4 would have been fine.
Right. You're beating the teams that you're supposed to beat, though, and they.
But
did
you're not
do that.
expected to sweep every series.
And Boston's probably the best team that they played out of those 4 different teams they played. Take Tampa away from Boston, and Boston's 6-4. Sounds a little better, right?
Yeah.
I could see Milwaukee staying on top.
Don't Minnesota usually stay on top? They just get there and they stay up on top all year long.
Yeah, but I think I think Cleveland and the White Sox are both going to be.
Yeah, they should.
Good.
I don't know what the deal is with the White Sox at this point. It's early in the season.
And then in the West, I don't think Texas is better than Houston or Seattle.
No.
That one could change hands quite a bit.
Yeah.
I am surprised the Astros are under 500 for 14, a little bit, but it's so early.
Did they lose any key players off of that squad from last year?
Verlander.
That's a key. But didn't they add somebody, a top-notch pitcher? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I was thinking like they replaced him with somebody that was pretty good.
I don't know. Not any big names. I don't know. I think their lineup is about the same. They did bring in Jose Abreu from the White Sox, and he's actually leading them in a few categories right now.
All right. Butch sends me a message with a picture of a Boston Red Sox hat. And it says, y'all may have talked about this earlier, but why am I wearing this hat today? Because it's better than that Cardinal hat you usually wear. I don't know. Let me think a minute.
Is there something special?
Lenny says it was Bill Freehan as the catcher. Also, hefty lefty Mickey Lolich.
Mickey Lolich
was pitching.
With the beer guy.
And they had Norm Cash at first base, who was a very popular,
he was a
very
good
popular player.
Is it
in the Detroit Athletics, man?
Patriots Day? Well, that's not on a Saturday, though.
That's usually on Monday.
All right.
He's wearing a Boston Red Sox hat today. And I'm trying to think.
It's Neil Diamond's birthday.
Well, is April 15th? Is that when the bombing of the Boston Marathon was?
Oh, that could be.
That came
because that is in April, right?
That is in
the
That's
Boston
the only
Marathon.
Yeah. Is that what it is, Butch? The
I bet it is.
anniversary of the bombing in Boston.
Yeah.
no better speech ever in the history of sports than Big Papi's speech.
No.
Yeah, this is the 10-year anniversary of the Boston Marathon.
And that's one of the greatest sports speeches ever.
It's
in the
our
wake of a tragedy.
Adjective city.
Yep.
April 15th, 2013.
How about that? 13, so already
10 years.
10 years.
The only speech I've heard close to that, as far as inspiration, was the one that recently, in the wake of a tragedy, Tom Izzo after the Michigan State shooting.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal.
Yep. Have you noticed the 3 speeches we mentioned are all because something negative happened?
I know. Yeah.
That's sad.
Usually violence.
Yep. Because something negative happened.
That's right.
Braves looking good. 10 wins. Milwaukee looking good. 10 wins. Arizona on top of their division with 8 wins. We have got to take a timeout. Lenny says Patriots Day is this Monday, and this is the 10-year anniversary of bombing. And, the Red Sox usually play at 11 a.m. You have the marathon going on, right? And Boston usually plays at home on Patriots Day, and they usually have an 11 a.m. start. Brett, can you check that and see?
Angels at Red Sox, Monday at 11.
11 a.m. Butch says there's a great documentary on Netflix about that bombing. I remember watching that and following it so closely, wanting to get home and see the news and see how close they were to getting those guys at the time. Because they hid pretty well around the city. I don't know how many days it took, but
it took a while.
Yeah, it seemed like it did. Take maybe a week or so to track the guys down and get them. And I guess both serving life sentences in prison right now. Is that what the?
Well, no, one of the guys was shot dead.
Yeah,
was he not? By police.
And then one was caught. He was actually hiding in someone's boat in a yard.
Yeah, that's right. He was hiding in a boat that wasn't in water. Might have been better off.
Yeah. Don Revels said, talking about the turf versus grass fields, he says, just playing devil's advocate, and I have no idea the cost of upkeep of a grass field, but cost of turf is between $500,000 and $1 million. Average life expectancy.
I think it's around 8
to 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I've seen.
You can buy a lot of grass seed and fertilizer.
So does that mean you have to totally redo it? 8 to 10 years?
No. They told them what they had to do, and they probably even told them what the price would be if they did it today. In the future it might be more because of everything goes up. But I don't think you have to do anything but replace the top layer. If I'm not mistaken, you have to replace the top layer.
Gaston's College has been playing on turf for 2 years at Sims Legion Park in Gastonia. And you can already see where it's worn around the bases, around home plate, the batter's box, things like that. So they do. You can see wear on them.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of teams use that park, but still.
All right, it's time for us to take our second time out. We appreciate you tuning in to Sports Talk. You didn't do so well at the last one, so try and get this one.
Yeah, give me another shot.
Moving 8 miles a minute for months at a time, breaking all of the rules that would bend. Back in a moment.
Western Steer Family Steakhouse in Newton has the best food around. Their buffet is like no other. Fried chicken, meatloaf, baked chicken, beef tips with peppers and onions, pintos and macaroni cheese, green beans, yams, and the best salad bar around. Hours of business Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Western Steer Family Steakhouse, 334 Southwest Boulevard, Newton. Call for takeouts at 704-325-3926. Like them on Facebook.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com.
The Big Mulch Yard expansion is now complete at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. You'll find over 20 new products. Take a listen. Number 67 and number 5 gravel is $65 a yard. Screen topsoil is $60 a yard. Fill dirt is $45 a yard. Mortar sand is $65 a yard. Creek sand is $40 a yard. Leaf compost is $20 a yard. Organic compost is $40 a yard. And they also carry bags of rocks, pea gravel, white rock, topsoil, potting soil, compost, mulch, rubber mulch, and sand. At Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reedsville Road in Lincoln.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their mini floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Western Steer Family Steakhouse in Newton has the best food around. Their buffet is like no other. Fried chicken, meatloaf, baked chicken, beef tips with peppers and onions, pintos and macaroni cheese, green beans, yams, and the best salad bar around. Hours of business Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Western Steer Family Steakhouse, 334 Southwest Boulevard, Newton. Call for takeouts at 704-325-3926. Like them on Facebook.
And welcome back. David, Mike, Brett with you here on a Saturday morning. Beautiful. Starting to clear up outside
It
now.
is
Starting to
indeed.
see some sunshine. Dry up the ground a little bit maybe. Brett said he knew my song. Mike didn't.
Give me those lyrics again.
Lanny didn't say anything, and I have no text, so my music people are really falling down on me.
Give me that. those
Moving
lyrics.
8 miles. Now, lyrics sound so different when you read them than when you sing them, right?
Yeah.
Moving 8 miles a minute for months at a time, breaking all of the rules that would bend.
I picture Forrest Gump running.
Ooh. Brett's hot on it.
Okay, give me an era, a time frame, anything.
80s.
80s?
Brett?
Yeah, 70s or 80s. I don't know when the
Yeah.
song came out.
Maybe 70s.
Guy's been popular for a long time.
I can promise this: everybody in here knows the song
I said
real well.
Elton John.
Yeah,
Elton John.
I mentioned this guy earlier. I told Lanny I had met this guy, but never. You got the artist right.
I did.
He
No,
did.
Lanny
Oh.
did.
And who was that?
Bob Seger.
Bob Seger. Oh. Bob Seger.
We'll be running. Oh man, if you can't get it there, Mike.
We'll be running. Yeah, it's in my mind.
Against
Against the
the
wind.
wind.
Against the wind.
moving 8 miles a minute for
Great.
months at a time, breaking
Great.
all the rules that would be. That's good lyrics.
Great song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I
My
like
wife
that
guessed,
almost as much
and
as
she
I
missed.
did.
She got the artist right, had it already, but she guessed Night Moves. Jason Stewart guesses Night Moves,
Yeah.
but
Both are great.
they had the right artist. I didn't look at my phone quick enough, but it was Against the Wind. Now I will tell you this: if you listen to enough Bob Seger songs, you can be listening to one and not know exactly. They sound alike. A lot of them sound alike, you know. So, Against the Wind, Fire Lake. I mean, just some,
Fire
of the,
Lake.
you know, some of the. What's your favorite Bob Seger song?
For me, it's Night.
We've
Moves.
got Tonight, Night Moves,
Turn the page.
Turn the Page.
That's
There's so
pretty
many
good.
good ones.
Oh, that's a Metallica song.
Turn the page. I was watching one of those shows the other night, and Metallica covered somebody's. I can't remember whose song it was, but it sounded so okay.
They were on Howard Stern this week.
Were they?
Yeah.
They
I
had-
think they did. I think they did turn the page on there.
These 10, the top 10 songs were. I told you that one was B-sides, the top
Yeah.
10 B-sides of singles.
Okay.
And but then the very next show was
And my favorite Bob Seger song is Main Street.
Down on
sax songs, and I say sax, Mike, like a saxophone.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sax song, greatest sax songs, and some of these were. They said Metallica did one of somebody's, but without the saxophone. I think that's who it was Metallica.
They did it
one.
with crunching guitars,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know, all I remember on the sax was number 3. I can remember what number 3 was because it was the great Clarence Clemens in Born to Run.
Born to Run.
So, and I would have ranked that number 1 most likely, but.
Yep.
But I think he was on there a couple times, doing those. I can't remember right now though what the top 2 songs that they. You know, it's all matters of
Sax.
opinion. I don't know how many people get together and vote on that on those shows. If that's on Axis. Lanny and I watch Axis occasionally.
What is Axis?
It's
a
just all-
it's a network.
It's music. Yeah, it seems like it's dominated though by that show where Ozzy Osbourne and his son
Yeah.
travel the United States.
I don't think
go
I
to-
get Axis
but
on mine.
but it's
It's on DirecTV.
yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
He don't even know what that is, Lanny.
What's that?
He still got the antenna?
No, I stream Hulu.
If you don't
Live.
have
Hulu
DirecTV,
Live.
don't get it. It costs too much.
Yeah.
Hulu Live
Yeah.
is mine.
Yeah.
I do because I like it.
Yep.
I do too,
Because I
but
stream.
Yeah. We're
It's-
getting ready
it's
to do
too
the-
high.
We're getting ready to try the new Amazon box or whatever and see how well that
Oh,
goes.
okay.
One time, no monthly fees.
Yeah.
See how that goes. Alec Burleson had a big time throw him out at the plate last night, says Lenny. It made Sports Center. The score was 0-0 at the time. So I have to check that out. Burleson not only getting it done with the bat, but getting it done with the plate. Here again, Roger, is this your favorite song? I'll ask you this because this is all matters of opinion. If you get 100 people in a room, and if you get 100 people in a room and ask them the all-time greatest rock song, and then you do it again a week later with a different set of people, it's not going to be the same song.
No.
But he said, according to Rolling Stone, who is very, very respectable,
Yes.
the number 1 classic rock song is
Stairway to Heaven.
Brett will absolutely hate it. There's your hint. Brett will absolutely hate. Lanny will love it. Brett will hate it. According to
Freebird.
Rolling Stone magazine, the number 1 classic rock song of all time is
Freebird.
Turn the page.
No.
Oh no, I love Freebird.
It
Can't
ain't
be
turned the
that.
page.
Okay, you said
Lanny will
Brett
love
will
it.
hate it.
Lanny will love it. Brett will hate it, and it's all because of the group it's by.
The group it's by.
Yeah, it's all because of the artist that Brett
Can't
will
be
hate.
the
It.
Beatles because he likes the Beatles.
Mike is so hot over there, isn't he? He's going to rule out all the ones that can't be.
Number one rock song of all time.
Got the minds whirling right now.
I'm a Believer by the Monkey.
I can't
Guys.
believe get Lanny.
I'm doing more trying to figure out which group me and Brett don't like.
Yeah.
You missed it altogether. I said Lanny will love it,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and Brett will hate it. I've been in a car one night traveling with Brett and some other guys. I thought they was going to fight over this group. One of the guys in there.
It's got to be AC/DC.
There you go, AC/DC,
Shook me all night long.
and the song is
We're back in black.
Wait a minute.
All Night Long.
All
Shook me
Night
all
Long.
night long is what Roger says was the number one. Now see, that wouldn't be my number one as far as rock songs go.
No.
Oh, that somehow they must not include about
Roger
100
said his
other
is-
bands on that list.
See, Roger says his all-time favorite rock song is "Slow Ride" by Foghat. So that's what I say. Everybody's going to have different.
I'll tell you a song that always
Selena
gets,
guessed "Sweet Child of Mine." No,
a song that really gets me up every
That's
time.
near
Born
the
to
top.
Be Wild by Steppenwolf. That is a true road rock song.
Born to Be Wild.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's just that's what's great about rock music. If
know.
everybody
Everybody's got a
thought the
different
one
opinion.
song was the best, it'd be a boring world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know
It'd be a boring world.
Rock songs should be like sports. It should be by eras because it
Mm-hmm.
changed.
No, it shouldn't. There's nothing outside the 70s.
I say rock and roll is dead by 75.
Well, Brett's a much younger person, but he would probably agree that the 70s, wouldn't you, Brett, is the best music. Your favorite, right?
60s
and 70s
yeah.
is his favorite.
I'd say 65 to 75.
And you got to have the Beatles in there.
You got to have the Beatles in there. I'd say about 63 to 75.
I
somewhere.
always said the 80s had really good music as long as it was by 70s artists.
Yeah, Brett wanted to go with Sublime, but they the one to sing "What I Got."
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I'm on fire here.
Yeah.
And that is that. I just saw a little piece on him the other night. Is that the one that the lead singer died at a very young age?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's one of
And
many.
I'm talking about like maybe 19 or.
Oh, is he that? I didn't
It
think
seems
he was
like
that young.
look that up. I'm interested in that now. But I watched a little thing on Sublime the other night. Mike, you missing it without the Access channel.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
I would
you,
watch
You just
that.
need to search and see if it's on whatever TV
Yeah.
that you get. Too many good songs to pick a favorite from Bob Seger. This comes from Lenny. Night Moves. Someday, Lady, You'll Accompany Me.
That's a
Turn
good
the
one.
page.
That's a good
There's
one.
just I agree. I mean his list goes on
Someday,
and on
lady,
and on.
you'll accompany me.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So his list goes on and on. Against the Wind, Like a Rock. We hadn't even mentioned that.
Yeah, Like a Rock.
that Ford stole and wasn't it Ford?
No, that was Chevy.
Chevy. Okay. Sorry, Ford.
Rock.
It was Chevy.
And you know, his lyrics are good too. It's more than just "I love you, doobie doo."
that Like a Rock looked like it was made though for those
Yeah.
Chevrolet truck commercials. You know,
Yep.
I mean,
Like a Rock.
it showed them climbing rocks and different things like that, which was
He was 28.
pretty doggone interesting.
But,
28.
yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I thought 19. Maybe he started. The band started maybe when he was
yeah, he
19
might have.
or something like that. But does it say cause of death?
It was a drug overdose,
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, that's it's sad to say. That's the first thing that always comes to everybody's mind if a musician
Yeah.
dies
Dies young.
at a
That's right.
young age.
That's true.
Did I see something? We lost somebody this week.
Did we?
I'm asking. For some reason,
I haven't
it
heard of
crossed my
anybody, but
mind
I could be
that we
wrong.
lost somebody this week. Here's one from Lenny. Roll Me Away. That's another really good song by Bob Seger. Yeah.
Where did he get his start? What city?
Detroit.
Yep. Can you name any
Rock
other
City.
another rock group that came out of Detroit?
Where's Kiss from?
Yeah, that's what came to my mind.
I mean, me too, because of Detroit Rock City, their song.
Speaking of
I don't know where they're
awful
from.
rock music. One of the worst.
Yeah, I was thinking New York too, but just because they got a song that says
I would-
Detroit Rock City, it made me think.
I would rank AC/DC way ahead of Kiss.
Well, here's the thing.
That's New York City.
Does it? Yeah. Man.
AC/DC in concert is at a different level than just to hear their record.
Never seen them in concert. Yeah, me too. Me too. There's a lot of. Roger says Mitch Ryder. Remember Mitch Ryder?
Yeah, he came out of Detroit. Mitch
he
Ryder
was,
and the Detroit Wheel.
Yeah.
And here's another one.
Detroit Wheels.
The MC5 came out of Detroit.
Underrated band, in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of underrated bands out there, don't get me wrong. You guys know how big a Steely Dan fan I am, and I don't think they get the recognition they should get either.
Well, I think in real true connoisseur rock circles, they're highly regarded.
But the Hollies.
Oh, yeah.
The Hollies,
They
man,
churned out a lot of hits.
Oh, my gosh.
God.
They are so underrated. And
Okay, what member of a later iconic band
the Kinks.
was in the first
Lola?
Hollies band?
Say again?
What founding member of the Hollies was also in the founding member of another iconic group in the late 60s?
See, I'm
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
You're close, but give me the name. Which one?
Crosby.
Graham Nash.
Nash.
That's right. Graham Nash.
And started.
Yeah,
we know
started,
what band he started after that.
Yep, that's right. He was in the Hollies when they had all the early hits in the 60s.
Mitch Ryder from Detroit. Ted Nugent from Detroit.
Yep, Ted Nugent.
Kid
from
Rock,
Detroit.
right?
Kid Rock from Detroit.
Is a Detroit guy.
That's right.
This list is just getting worse.
And you couldn't even begin to name the Motown artists.
Oh my God! Yeah, so many Motown
from Detroit. I mean,
yeah.
that'd be a 2-hour show.
Mm-hmm. That'd take forever
just to get through the list of names. Oh, I didn't even see Sullivan. He's been pretty quiet. I haven't seen him over there, Brett. I wonder where he was going, but yeah, that's quite a list. You know, certain cities seem to have their times of putting out bands. Like Boston put out a lot of bands for a while, including Boston and the Cars and Aerosmith and
Philadelphia,
people like that. Philadelphia had a time
R&B.
when they did. Seattle had a huge time in the 90s when
grunge.
they cranked out.
Yeah, that was a mecca of
lots
grunge.
of bands. San Francisco has cranked out. What's the most popular band out of San Francisco?
Grateful Dead.
Jefferson.
I'd say Grateful
either
Dead
Grateful
too.
Dead or Jefferson Airplane.
Now, you know, that's where Metallica relocated to. They were originally from L.A., but they had something against what was going on in L.A. at the time they were popular, and they moved to San Francisco.
I was once in San Francisco.
I think I might bump Mike's number 2.
My number 2?
Yeah.
What is my number 2?
You said Jefferson Starship, I thought.
Oh, out of San Fran?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking about the 60s counterculture, psychedelic rock.
I don't know who had more success, though, them or Journey.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Journey was pretty big-time band out of San Francisco.
Big time.
Not Huey Lewis and the News so much, but.
Yeah.
How about Third Eye Blind?
Third Eye Blind from San Francisco.
Third Eye Blind.
Wow.
That's very true. Who else?
I've seen them twice.
Quicksilver Messenger Service was another band.
Brett has seen Third Eye Blind twice. And I always get Third Eye Blind and Three Doors Down mixed up.
Too.
And he gets mad when I say that I get them mixed up.
Confused.
But I think it's because the
who
names of the bands.
Who did
Semi-Charm Kind of Life?
Semi-Charm Kind
That's
of
Third Eye
Life.
Blind.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Their sound
Kryptonite.
Not similar
It's
at
Three
all.
Doors Down, right?
But
the sound, Kryptonite is the
Three Doors Down is Kryptonite.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But those songs sound kind of alike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of remind me.
Well, what about this list has CCR as being a San Francisco
I
area
thought of them as
band.
L.A., but they could be. Okay. But we start talking about L.A. bands. Wow.
Eagles.
Top
it. Let's hear you top it.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. You can't top Eagles. No.
Red Hot Chili Peppers is a great one.
And all those California, Jackson Browne, that whole Southern California rock sound.
Athens, Georgia.
Oh, that's been big. Yeah.
Give me a couple. Give me a couple.
REM.
REM is the first one comes to my mind every single time. Is REM.
I think of Athens, yeah.
But I can't even. I'm trying to find something here as we go, but I can't even. Once I get REM in my head, and the fact they were an Athens, Georgia band, were the Black Crows? They weren't Athens, were they, Brett? But they are from Georgia. Is that right? The Black Crows are from
Good
that.
band.
Yeah, I think so.
And Gastonia, Fred Durst,
Fred Durst.
Yeah,
of,
Limp Bizkit.
and
Limp Bizkit.
there's another one, Don McLean. Is it Don McLean? No, it's not Don McLean. It's the other guy that did Sammy John, Chevy van. Yep.
Sammy John. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don McLean did American Pie.
Yeah, yeah, and not much else.
That's as far as hits, you're right.
Not much. Those two songs are very similar to me too.
I got
and came along at about the same time.
Carlos Santana out of San Francisco.
That's a pretty good one.
That's a good one.
Yep, that is
Steve Miller Band.
Steve Miller Band. Yeah, that's right.
Sammy Hagar.
Oh, I
He's
love
from San
Steve Miller.
Francisco.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, there's a lot out of San Fran from that era.
Yep, I would say my favorite out of the ones you named would be Steve Miller. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
had
saying they're the biggest and the best.
We had a lot of hits. Yeah, radio hits.
Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis.
My wife says we're forgetting the most popular band out of Canada.
No.
I know who that is. That's
Her favorite.
okay.
Canada.
Give me a minute. They did American Woman.
Nope.
Stay away from.
No, the Guess Who. That's not who she's talking about.
She's not talking about the Guess Who. Oh, she's talking about a group though. Oh, Rush. Okay.
Yep. And then here Roger says best thing coming out of Athens, Georgia is I-85 North and South.
Good
I like
job.
it.
I like that one.
I like it. Best thing coming out of Athens, Georgia is I-85.
85 North.
Yeah. What's the shirts out? We saw some shirts in Pittsburgh, and it said something about, I can't remember what it was, but it was cracking on Cleveland, Baltimore, and Cincinnati, and I can't remember what the shirts actually said, but it was like praising Pittsburgh.
So many people crack on Cleveland. Right?
Oh, they do, yeah. And Roger's cracking on Athens, which I like. That was clever.
Yeah,
I
you don't
liked it.
usually hear an Athens quite.
Best thing coming out of there is I-85 North and South. Doesn't
Well,
really matter.
Doesn't really matter. Since he's a volunteer fan, I'm sure.
That's right.
I always think he would like.
That's
he
right.
Would like anything coming out of Athens, Georgia,
I like it.
related to Bulldogs.
The greatest thing, I guess, ever out of Athens, Georgia would be. Can't say Herschel Walker, can you?
Not now.
Greatest athlete out of the University of Georgia.
What's
the matter, Brett?
He said not now.
Not now. No, you don't play now.
Most successful
Well, I was thinking because of his
Great political career.
political career. Yeah.
like he once was, but
It never got started.
he's just going further and further downhill.
Fran Tarkenton. I think Fran Tarkenton goes unnoticed that he went to the University of Georgia. I think
know.
a lot of people forget about
They do forget
that he was a Georgia Bulldog.
That's right.
And played in the
Well,
NFL
how about
for many years.
the quarterback that just led the Bulldogs to back-to-back national titles? Does he not get any cred?
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson
You
Bennett.
know what's funny? Mike couldn't think of his name.
I couldn't.
I couldn't either.
As far as
Couldn't
just
either. So that
Georgia,
just
the
tells you.
University of Georgia itself, yeah, he's got to be up there.
He's
on
the
their
best.
Mount
He's the
Rushmore.
best.
He's the best
Now,
quarterback
he's
they've
not
ever
going to
had.
have the greatest pro career out of Georgia, but
They have turned out some defensive linemen in the last few years. I'll tell you
Matt
that.
Stafford.
Can you name a current?
Matt Stafford.
Can you name a current sports analyst who played at Georgia?
A current sports analyst that played at Georgia.
Yeah.
Played football
Mhm.
at Georgia.
Mhm.
No, not really.
He's on ESPN a lot.
So you don't know his name either?
Pollock.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, David Pollack.
David Pollack.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. When I think analyst, I think somebody in the booth.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Anchor
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he's a game day
Game
guy.
day.
Yeah.
Game day guy.
Yeah.
Which
Him-
I guess he does more than just game day.
He
but
does.
Yeah, he
That's
does
his
some
main
games.
thing.
He does a lot of arguing with the Michigan wide
Desmond
receiver
Howard.
Desmond Howard.
Desmond Howard. Yeah.
Yeah, and whoever else is in there.
Herb Street.
They tend, yeah, but that's what makes it good. I mean, they do have a good thing going right now.
Oh,
good,
yeah.
good show in the mornings.
It is.
Speaking of college football, this is from Jason. Today is the last day of spring football, and the transfer portal for football opens today
Ooh.
for the next 3 weeks.
Oh boy.
So those people who don't get to play in those spring games today,
They're going to be looking, aren't they?
they're going to be in the portal.
A lot of spring games today and next week too.
If you think that a guy may be 50-50 on transfer or not, play him a lot today in the spring game.
Yeah.
Right? You might,
How about the basketball?
If you want to keep
portal?
him, if you want to keep him.
When does the basketball portal end?
I don't know. That's just that much more stuff to keep up with, is it not? Just grows larger every single day.
And it looks like Duke might be in the running for a Virginia center.
Yeah.
Which is going to be weird.
Yeah. Duke is on his list of.
Yeah, he's the guy that we were told he's coming. He's not coming.
He's not coming.
He might come.
Yeah.
He's not. It's going back and forth.
I believe it
over
when
the last
I see it. Yeah,
it's going back.
They are looking for a center. I do know that.
Right.
A rim protector.
Rim protector.
What they really need.
Yeah,
and
right.
Caleb Love went to Michigan. Transferring to Michigan.
Joey Baker was denied another year of eligibility in college. So he's got
basketball portal closes on May 13th.
Okay.
So we got almost a month of that.
Oh, well, still going
left
on.
with the basketball portal. That's so strange. Just something else. Why does it even have, why does it have to close? Well, Mike, we resume high school sports this week on, let's see what day this is here. I pulled up. I may have the wrong date. I was wanting to look at
let's look at the standings.
I can't find the standings. What is the 18th? What's the date of today? 15th?
18th is Tuesday.
Okay, that's what I did want. I wanted Tuesday. West Iredale at Fred T. Ford in high school baseball. East Lincoln will be hosting Statesville. On here it's got two different game times, and I don't know. I went with the 5 o'clock one when I was putting it on paper the other day. Sounds kind of odd, but I know Statesville don't have JV, so they could play as early as 5 o'clock. Statesville, East Lincoln, 5 p.m. on here. East Lincoln 8-7. I think they went 2-1, if I'm not mistaken.
At the beach.
At Myrtle Beach. Lost their first game and then won the next two. Asheville and AC Reynolds will hook up on Tuesday as well. Cherryville will be playing at Highland Tech. Cherryville 13-4. Highland Tech 9-9.
Yeah, they've been competitive. Cherryville also played somewhere down there near the beach and won 2 games.
Well, I know East Rutherford did because I got the call this week.
That's where BD
when they
was,
were traveling.
Right?
Yep, he called me and
he's been gone all week.
Yeah, we talked a good bit while he was on his ride down to Myrtle Beach with
I'd heard he was out of town, so that makes sense.
Yep. Let's see. Mitchell plays Mountain Heritage. Forest View plays Hunter Huss. Trying to find some more local ones here. When everybody plays, there's like 150 games listed on Max Prep, so it's hard to find the exact ones that you want to get to. How about this? Number 23 in the state overall, Ardrey Kell, plays at Olympic.
That'd be a good one.
Lincoln goes to West Caldwell on Tuesday. Maiden and Bandy's hook up at Maiden on Tuesday, and if I'm not mistaken,
that's for first. That's a 1-2, right?
First in baseball and softball, those games will be for first place,
right.
And will likely determine the conference champion in the CVAC. Tuscola at Pisgah, Rosman at Drone. Drone quietly having a good year. Look out for them a little bit in 1A, 13-4.
That's pretty good.
Is Drone? What is Drone's nickname? The Drone
Wildcats.
Is that what it is? I couldn't remember. I think you're right. Alexander Central goes to Watauga. 2 very good teams there, 15-4, 13-4 are the 2 records. Avery visits Madison County. Freedom at South Caldwell. South Caldwell, maybe not a typical South Caldwell year, but still 11-7. Pretty good at that baseball factory.
It is.
High Brighton visits Ashe County on Tuesday. T.C. Roberson at McDowell. North Iredale visits St. Stephen's. Believe it or not, that's a big game.
St. Stephen's has been on a rampage.
Yeah, both of those teams are playing pretty good baseball right now.
St. Stephen's now up to second place, 1 game behind front-running Hickory.
How about that?
In the Western Foothills.
And they'll play again before
6-2 in the conference, 13-4 overall. Remember, we saw them play.
And Hickory does have 1 loss, right? They lost to Ford.
They do. They have 1 loss.
Patton visits East Rutherford. Bunker Hill is at East Burke. Kings Mountain goes to South Point. East Wilkes at Wilkes Central. North Gaston at Crest. Both teams 12-5 in that one. North Gaston and Crest should be a good matchup.
I think Crest is leading the Big South, are they not?
Probably.
Yep.
I think just by looking at some of the going on memory of conference scores, they probably are leading that conference right now. So that's why it's a big one. North Gaston might be right on their heels. Here it is. Maiden and Bandy's both 11-6.
Yep.
Play at Maiden. Baseball games at I'm guessing softball at 6, baseball's at 7 at Maiden. Hendersonville goes to Chase. Nobody's saying a lot about Chase. Chase is 13-4.
Pretty good.
Do you realize Chase is 13-4? Having a terrific season.
Well, here we go. I do have the Big South 3A if you're interested.
All right.
Kings Mountain and Crest both 8-0.
Okay.
So Kings Mountain's having a heck of a year.
I'm guessing they haven't played yet.
Evidently not. South Point 6-2, North Gaston 5-3, Kramer 3-5 on down the line.
Wow. Speaking of Kramer, they go to Ashbrook on Tuesday. Community School of Davidson visits Lincoln Charter. Lincoln Charter's leading their conference.
Yep.
Polk County goes to RS Central. RS Central.
They're pretty good this year.
All three of those Rutherford teams are solid.
They're solid this year.
Bessemer City at Shelby. Stateswood, East Lincoln. Here's where it gives you the other game time. It's on here at 7 o'clock the second time around, but I think it may be at 5.
When's our next radio game? Only got a couple left, right? In the regular season.
Yeah, I think it's Friday. West Lincoln at Newton Conover on Tuesday, and East
Rebels
Gaston
have struggled a little bit lately. Right?
East Gaston visits Burns. Mm-hmm. Burns 15-3. East Gaston 11-6.
Yeah, pretty
so
good.
Another big game right there. I think Brett stepped out to help transport Sullivan, didn't he?
Yeah,
did our boy leave us? Yep. Sullivan has left.
He was not feeling breakfast today.
Oh, okay. Not feeling breakfast today.
Darn it.
So there's a rundown of next week's scores as high school conference play picks back up. We'll take our final time out. Be back here to wrap up Sports Talk with you in just a moment.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com.
The Big Mulch Yard expansion is now complete at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. You'll find over 20 new products. Take a listen. Number 67 and number 5 gravel is $65 a yard. Screen topsoil is $60 a yard. Fill dirt is $45 a yard. Mortar sand is $65 a yard. Creek sand is $40 a yard. Leaf compost is $20 a yard. Organic compost is $40 a yard. And they also carry bags of rocks, pea gravel, white rock, topsoil, potting soil, compost, mulch, rubber mulch, and sand. At Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reedsville Road in Lincoln.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Western Steer Family Steakhouse in Newton has the best food around. Their buffet is like no other: fried chicken, meatloaf, baked chicken, beef tips with peppers and onions, pintos and macaroni cheese, green beans, yams, and the best salad bar around. Hours of business Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Western Steer Family Steakhouse, 334 Southwest Boulevard, Newton. Call for takeouts at 704-325-3926. Like them on Facebook.
For us here on the bottom line for a Thursday. Have a good day, my friend. Randy, as always, have a good day. We'll see you again on Monday night. Keep your Phillips slanted forward. Have a great day.
Music trivia flying all around here this morning. People just
we've
got
had a good workout
music
today
on their
with
minds.
music
Yeah.
trivia.
Yep. I wanted to see Mike and Brett squirm when I said I would take the Rolling Stones over the Beatles, but they didn't really disagree with me because of longevity.
Longevity, yeah.
Because of
you're
longevity.
Right. The Beatles.
I might can go watch the Rolling Stones in concert
Yeah.
next year. I can't go watch the Beatles in concert.
They only it was about
Next
a 10-year window
And
for the
that,
Beatles, and when they first started until it was over by 1970.
Yep. Jason says for basketball, the portal window is for 60 days. It opened on the Monday after the selection Sunday. Teams probably won't have their rosters set for next season until Father's Day.
That's about right.
And that's in June.
Yeah.
Is that when that is? June. So that's still plenty of time, I would think. Basketball starts, October?
October.
Practice begin in October?
Middle of October.
Like 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And then games.
Anybody interested in spring games? A lot of those are popping up.
Someday.
It's hard to get into it, right?
There's 3.
If you could just pop up and be at any spring game in the nation, whose would you want to see?
Alabama's.
Because there's 95,000 people there? I guess that would be a good reason.
Now,
that might be a bad reason.
OU's is next Saturday. There'll probably be 70,000 there.
Yeah. I just don't.
Well, you know,
I'm not interested.
Notre Dame,
Yeah.
but if there was a second one,
I'm just not interested in any.
I might say Southern Cal.
It's
Southern
hard.
Cal.
Hey, how about
I'd be in L.A. You know, when the game's over, I'm in L.A.
That's
but you have to pop right back out. It's like,
well, in that
hey, Jason,
case,
what do you think
I don't
about
even care.
what do you think about Southern Cal adding the former Arizona Cardinals coach to the staff, Cliff Kingsbury?
I saw that this week. Now that you said that, I totally forgot about it, but I do remember.
They already had an offensive genius in their head coach, but I don't know. Lincoln Riley adding another.
What did I say?
guy.
I thought it said something under his name, under Kingsbury's name, about what his role would be, but it slips my mind now what role he would be playing.
Their problem has been defense. They need to shore up their defense.
Yep,
to really make a run.
There's no substitute for players.
That's right.
You know, you got to have that roster like you want it.
You do.
If you're going to make a run and be any good. We talked about Herschel Walker a while ago. As I'm scrolling here, has a picture of Bo Jackson.
Oh,
running the football here in a game against Texas. Bo Elway, we asked NFL scouts to pick the best draft prospect they ever saw.
Interesting.
Jason says, I'm fine with Cliff working with the quarterback. Kingsbury was supposed to be the OC at Southern Cal before he got the Cardinals job.
Oh, that's right, he was.
He was in line to come there already.
It says he was hired as an offensive analyst.
Okay. He's just trying to get his reestablish himself.
Is that called creating a job?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Probably.
Do some people get jobs just so they can't go somewhere else?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Southern
Well,
Cal
I
just wanted to
think
add
a lot
another-
of times a guy who gets a bounce back or something happens in his career, he will. How many times has Alabama, Nick Saban, resurrected coaches who would fall on hard times?
He's done a pretty
Steve
good job with it.
Sarkisian is.
Listen to this. I love the way this article starts. This caught my attention when it said having these scouts talk about what they thought was the best NFL prospect of all time. I love the way the article starts. NFL scouts can rank anything. Best diner in Boone, North Carolina. That's the next line. Best diner in Boone, North Carolina. Check. Favorite hotel in Moscow, Idaho. Check. Best game film up in the Big 12. Best game film setup in the Big 12. Check. So which leads me to think, what is your favorite eating establishment in Boone? Mine's obviously Daniel Boone Inn.
Yeah,
but I mean, there are
know,
other good ones though.
I don't know. Isn't there one called the library? No.
Used to be.
Yeah,
that thing.
I'm trying to think. What are some?
I think
of the
taxes maybe had something to
I'll
do
have
with
to
the,
say,
or lack of
I don't
taxes.
think it's the best food, but my favorite, particularly on game day, has to be Mikado's.
Yeah, I know it. That's
Just
a good
on
place
game
to go.
day.
It
Just
is. It's
on
a very
game
good sports bar.
Yeah, good sports.
Jason said that's called the Nick Saban effect. He created analyst roles to hire a bunch of former head coaches to revitalize their careers. Don Revels says, just read The Last Folk Hero, a biography about Bo Jackson. Interesting read. The Last Folk Hero.
Yeah, because he was larger than life.
Yep. Yes, he was. Better two-sport athlete than Deion? Ooh.
Well,
I like the hesitation. That was a question mark at the end of
Well,
mine.
Deion had a better career.
Well, yeah. He lasted longer.
Longer career.
Lasted longer, but I don't
Lasted
know
longer.
that he was a better two-sport athlete than Bo. Some of the things Bo did in baseball. What was that catch he made? He walked up
Yeah,
the wall.
he could also hit it a mile.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm looking here at some of the best. We got the draft coming up. When? Is it 2 weeks away? 3 weeks away?
April 29th, something like that.
Is it? It says here that the 86 draft produced Bo Jackson. As the 86 draft approached, Jackson's resume was something most scouts had never seen. The running back had won the Heisman Trophy in 85, his final season at Auburn, with 1,786 yards rushing, 17 touchdowns, averaging 6.4 yards per carry. He finished his career as the school's all-time leading rusher and lettered 3 years in baseball, hitting .401 as a junior and 2 years in track, qualifying for the NCAA indoor meet in the 60-yard dash. So he had a little bit of everything. I think he was quite possibly the best athlete.
I think he is
in our lifetime.
Our lifetimes.
Bo will always be the guy for me that I thought would be in Canton, one scout said.
Yep.
And that was when he was scouting. He thought the guy would be in Canton someday.
Well, he's not.
Nope.
But Deion is.
Yep.
I don't know what the question was here.
Bo Jackson made one Pro Bowl.
Butch answers, surely it was Jordan. Yeah, right. Maybe he's talking about as a baseball prospect. Now, Don Revel sends me Bo Jackson's 40 time.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know what his 40 time was?
40. That would be about 4.2.
Lower.
Wow.
4.1.
Wow.
Which I remember the kid from East Carolina. What was the East Carolina guy?
Yeah, Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson ran 4.2.
Yeah,
and 4.2's only been ran like what in the combine? Three times maybe? Most? A 4.2? Some of the names on here that were the best scouted players by when scouts get together and think that NFL prospects after Bo Jackson. And these probably aren't ranked. They're probably just all listed on here. Anthony Munoz. Big offensive lineman that went to Southern Cal in 1980, come out in 1980. John Elway, we know that he was the prototype quarterback, what everybody wanted.
Yeah.
In 1983 out of Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Sanders, Oklahoma State running back, come out in 1989. Honorable mentions: Jim Brown played
Syracuse.
at Syracuse and was a better lacrosse player, they say, than football.
Huh.
If you can imagine that.
It's hard to imagine.
Yep.
In
Champ
Barnard.
Bailey, Orlando Pace, Rod Woodson, Andrew Luck, Adrian Peterson, Sean Taylor were some of the highest ranked players ever by scouts.
That Sean
when it was
Taylor
time for them to come
was
Miami that went to Washington.
Washington, yeah.
Oh,
And got killed.
got to ask Brett before
a
we
home
leave.
invasion.
Yeah, I know. That's where I was heading.
Hey, we got to ask Brett before we leave.
And Jason,
Redskins.
for that matter.
Are you related, Brett?
Yeah, about
the
the
sale
sale
of the team?
Yeah. Yep. It's been a long time coming to get Daniel Snyder's name
Just
Out
a
of
mere
that.
off of
$6.2
that
billion.
team.
He bought the team for what? I'm trying
And
to
even
remember.
better, Magic Johnson is part of the
He's part of it.
ownership.
I just
Pardon me.
worded that in his ear and he missed it.
So what do you think that means for the franchise, Brett?
Hopefully they'll change their name.
Yeah. Oh.
No, I don't think their name's
I
going
don't
to
either.
change.
It's gonna change
I wish they
their name.
would though.
No, they just
I
went.
hate
They
it.
just went through that twice. They're not going.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that again.
Jason says, "Thank God Dan Snyder will be gone from Washington." Well, he might not be gone from Washington, but he will be gone from the team they formerly known as the Redskins.
So what do you think the biggest thing that'll happen immediately? Are they going to get rid of the entire coaching staff?
No, no,
Think so.
I don't think so.
I think that
I think Rivera
he's
is a
safe.
solid
Yeah, he's
coach.
solid. He's safe. Yeah. Yep. I always think myself.
And he's a good,
Who have I got in mind before I get rid of
honorable
the guy I got?
guy who's a good
Yes.
representation of the franchise.
And well liked by players.
Yeah,
It wasn't so much.
there might be people in the front office that they want rid, or they might have. Those people might be gone. I know there were.
Yeah, it could be.
With all the sexual assault
Yeah.
allegation stuff,
Yeah, we
and
think
those
it was
people are gone.
the
so.
toxic culture. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
So
Well, now, I think
the
if-
Redskins, as we know them,
Yeah,
are long gone.
they got to do something about the stadium, right? I mean,
They need to
Move it back
Need
to
to.
D.C.
Yeah,
move
Get
it
it out
back
of
to
Landover.
D.C.
Sorry, we might hit on that next week, but we got to run. Time has come.
Time has come.
Thanks for tuning in
Time
this
has come
morning.
today.
For Mike Powell and Brett Keever, I'm David Keever. We'll see you next Saturday. Thanks.